Though you have unlocked phenomenal cosmic powers, there is no excuse for slacking on selecting the appropriate gear. Hello everyone, and welcome back down here to the Gamer's Den with me, your host, Jordan, your master of lore and storyteller extraordinaire, here to bring you the next episode of the first edition Pathfinder Sorcerer guide, this time taking a look around at their equipment. And I'm going to try to repeat this mantra to myself: I will not delete my video before it's done formatting. Hopefully we get this done and out today, but before we go through the armory and reliquary to see what exactly we have on hand for you, if you're new here to the channel, go on down there, hit the subscribe button, and become a regular member here at the Gamer's Den. Or if you've already gone on and listed yourself on such a legendary roster of incredible heroes, then go on down to hit the like button and share the video far and wide. But now, let's start talking about your gear. And to kick us off, we have one here that is going to be incredibly important for you, and that's the Ring of Continuation. It's for 56,000 gold pieces, very, very pretty penny there. You can extend a spell with target as self that lasts 10 minutes per level or longer, and now it will last 24 hours. This is incredible, especially for a spell like Shape Change or Form of the Dragon or any of the other spells that Shape Change allows you to shift into. This will make you an unstoppable beast upon the battlefield. The next item is something that no charisma focus class should be without. Not you, not the bard, not any of them. And that's the Headband of Alluring Charisma. From anywhere for 4,000 to 36,000 gold pieces, you gain a +2, +4, or +6 to your charisma, which is your spellcasting stat. So this increases your save DCs, the number of spells you can fire off per day, and also numerous social skills that you may or may not be invested in. But then, going on from there, we have the Mnemonic Vest at 5,000 gold pieces. This is a robe that will let you cast a scroll that you are carrying in it once a day without consuming the scroll, though any required components are consumed. So if you have a Scroll of Wish, for example, you can fire this without burning the scroll, but you still need the 25,000 gold piece value diamond on hand, which will be destroyed in the process of casting. So actually pretty handy, and this allows you to open up a wide range of diverse spell casting options. And for those handy, rare, hard to get scrolls, this is a good way of being able to use them and then keep having them on hand. Next is the Ring of Spell Knowledge. Now this has a couple of varieties. Type 1 is at 1,500 gold pieces, Type 2, 6,000, Type 3, 13,500, and then Type 4 at 24,000. These rings allow a spontaneous caster to make a DC 20 spellcraft check to teach it a first level spell or up to a 4th level spell. Now, if it's a spell that is not normally on your spell list, the way that spell level is counted, it is acted differently. So the max you're able to teach in that case is a 3rd level spell, since it will take up a 4th level spot for a Type 4 ring. So bear that in mind. But a handy thing with these is that you can have multiples of these. You just switch them out after you've taught each of them a spell. So this can be another great way for you to have some more flexibility in your spell casting, especially around the Type 3 levels, the Type 3 ring with level 3 spells. Level 3 spells give you some pretty good range of options depending on what spell list you're drawing from. But of course, we still have yet more for you. The next one is the Amulet of Spell Mastery, another expensive item at 22,000 gold pieces, and this can be used as a wizard's bonded object, making a familiar replaceable, a very replaceable option in this instance, because this lets you be able to prepare 6 levels worth of spells. Now, you're not a prepared spellcaster, so this essentially gives you 6 levels worth of spells for you to spontaneously cast from. That's 6 first level spells, 3 second level spells, 2 third level spells, a 4th level, a 5th level, or a 6th level spell each and every day. So you can see why that this just really opens up a lot of options for you. Now, does this give you a wider range of spell diversity? No, but being able to fire off more spells per day still is useful for any caster. And the next is Gloves of Storing. Now, these are sort of expensive at 10,000 gold pieces for a single glove that can store one object of up to 20 pounds. Snapping your fingers will bring it back into physical space for you to utilize, and then you store it in the same manner. Now, this is for those meta magic rods, different staves, wands, those pieces of equipment that allow you to expand your spellcasting or affect your spellcasting in new and interesting ways. So definitely a good item for you to have to literally keep something up your sleeve. And then, of course, we go on from there to a classic. This is an item that's good for any class, and that's a Ring of Protection. Coming in at 2,000, 8,000, 18,000, 32,000, and 50,000 gold pieces. These rings provide a deflection bonus to your armor class ranging from a +1 to +5. And a deflection bonus applies regardless as if you're ready for combat, flat-footed, or your touch armor class. So this bonus will apply all the way through. The only drawback for you is you have all these other ring options. So if you have a choice, I would recommend going with a wider range of spellcasting options over just sheer armor class. But if you don't have that many rings, or if you're not able to get access to all those options, you will do worse for yourself than boosting your armor class. Next, we have an item that's just a classic all the way around for everybody, and that's the Efficient Quiver. At 1,800 gold pieces, this quiver has 3 spaces. The smallest can hold 60 arrow-sized items, the second can hold 18 javelin-sized items, and the third holds 6 spear-sized items. Why is this useful for you? Well, if you haven't seen any of my previous guides before, or you're new to tabletop gaming overall, these are just those sized items. An arrow-sized item is about the same size as a wand. The javelins, it's about the same size of the different kinds of meta magic rods. And then spear items, well, hell, the Efficient Quiver description specifically calls out staves. So this is where you store your magic staves, your wands, your different meta magic rods. This will let you carry an insane number of them. And this just lets you port around all these different magic items that just make you this unstoppable spell-casting, war-walking demigod on the battlefield. You'll be absolutely unstoppable. And remember, you're going to be making judicious use of Use Magic device to be able to access all of these different things and really open up your spell-casting repertoire. But we still have more things to go over. The next item is one that you are really going to be the only one that's worried about it. And that's the Robe of Arcane Heritage. At 16,000 gold pieces, these elegant purple robes allow the sorcerer to treat their bloodline powers as if they were 4 levels higher. So the save DCs, the effects that they have, the length of time for the effects, those all get expanded out even further. So this is really, really useful for you, although bear in mind, if you do pick up the Mnemonic Vest, this will compete with the Mnemonic Vest for the slot. They both count as robes, so you'll have to pick and choose at that point. The next item is a broad category in meta magic rods. You'll be looking at anywhere from as low as 1,500 gold pieces to 175,000 gold pieces. Which ones you want really just kind of depends. The focused meta magic rod, for example, allows you to pick a target within an area of effect spell to increase that target's save DCs by 2. It's actually not bad at all, especially when you couple that with the fact that you already have meta magic feats that force your target to roll twice and take the worst result. Meta magic makes spellcasting take a full round action, however, so unless you're using your bloodline powers, that's going to cause your spells to go for require a full round to get them out there. But your bloodline powers only apply to meta magic feats that you know. So in that instance, you're not really worried about that too much for your meta magic rods. But still, keep these in mind because you never know what exactly you're going to need or make regular use of. And you may find meta magic feats out there that are useful but aren't within your abilities to acquire over the course of selecting different feats. And the next item is another broad category. It's actually several items: scrolls, wands, and staves. These are all going to help expand your spell casting, and Use Magic device will widen the number of spells you're able to use, as we discussed earlier. Useful ones to look out for are going to be things like Wands of Cure Light Wounds, Scrolls of Comprehend Languages, and Resist Energy, both of which are super situational spells, because Comprehend Languages, there's probably going to regularly be at least one person in the party who understands the language, but when you need it, Comprehend Languages is useful. And Resist Energy always just depends on really what it is you're fighting in the moment, and Cure Light Wounds is great for after a battle. Staves are really going to depend on the campaign because they tend to be really powerful. DMs usually keep a tighter control on what it is you get, and so they tend to be tailored just a little bit more. But when you do get them, the numbers of castings that they add to your overall ability to produce is invaluable, and so definitely having that efficient quiver to keep them stored and carried around with you is going to be great. But in particular, look for ones that are going to be helping you with your buffing, your debuffing, battlefield control, stuff like that. But what do you think? Go on down to the comments below and let me know your thoughts. Do you like this list? Do you dislike it? Let me know. Either way, hit those like or dislike buttons. And remember that if you're new here, go on down there, hit the subscribe button, and become a regular member here at the Gamers Den. But with all that said, I've been your host, Jordan, your Master of Lore and Storyteller Extraordinaire. Thank you so much for your time. You will have a good night. I'm going to go lay down now.